Hello, Auxiliary here again, and in today's video I want to talk about my top 10 improvements or features I would personally like to see in Euro Truck Simulator 2. I know some of these are more realistic than others, or are not really within the spirit of the game, but decided not to hold back on this list. Additionally, I have not thought of how some of these would be accomplished or the repercussions down the road for said improvements. If you have your own ideas, please leave a comment below. Let's get started in no particular order. The first item is have the option to turn on additional border checkpoint options like checkpoint questions. Make the driver understand what they are doing at the checkpoint by asking questions like, what are you carrying? How heavy are you? What is your final city? What company are you hauling for? Or it could be something as simple as, what is your name? Also, we would disable the scroll or map options when approaching the border, so you could not take a quick look when you are just coming up to the border. Then you would provide a multiple choice on the screen with one of the options being the correct answer. If you get some or all of the questions wrong, you would get a time penalty towards your remains to complete the job due to further inspection. The second item is create banned countries you are either permanently or temporarily barred from entering. This can be because you failed a prior border question inspection, or because you had too many points against your license due to hitting too many objects or violating too many laws. This could also be broken down further into what I would call no-go zones within a country, like not being able to go to Berlin or the surrounding loop due to a national crisis in the area for 12 hours, for example. This, at least in my opinion, could create some more unusual routes or make you take additional roads that you would not normally take. The third item is allow drivers to sleep on the side of the highway if there is a valid shoulder or ramp. I know this would totally nullify hotels, gas stations, or pull-off zones, so I suggest that you make it so if you use this pull off to the side of the road option, you don't technically get a full night's rest. You might only get 50% of normal rest, but you would still advance ahead the normal amount of rest time. So instead of resting 11 hours, you might only get 5.5. The fourth item is have an option to allow arrival and departure issues. For example, delays in loading a truck before you could depart would be a penalty in essence, and it would cut into your remaining delivery time. Or you could have it where there is a change to your final delivery city mid-route. It would be to the same company, but in a different city that has that same company. This would, in my opinion, create more route possibilities. The fifth item is kind of an odd one, but add hitchhikers to the game. You would be able to pull over when somebody is flagging you down up ahead, pick them up and drive them to a destination that might or might not be along the way to your cargo's final destination. Some of the passengers would give you experience points and or money upon dropping them off. Some would give you nothing, and a few would rob you of your time and money. This would be what I consider a little outside of the spirit of the game, but I would consider this fun. I came up with the idea remembering an old game I used to play growing up called Cross Country USA, where you had the hitchhiker option, so I thought, why not include it in this game? The sixth item is have more breakdowns to the truck in the game. I know European Truck Simulator 2 does not have visible damage. I'm talking more like if the percent damage is too high for certain items, you would have more breakdowns. For example, you might not be able to use the brakes, or the brakes might not work as effective. If you had a flat tire, you could have the whole truck pull to one side and you only go a limited speed. And yes, I do know we kind of have that today, where the engine can turn off randomly, or you could not shift into higher gears. So really this idea is just to build on that concept already. The 7th item is have other weather options. There is already rain in the game today, which is fine, but how about adding snow? How about having to get snow tires or add chains to the truck? This would happen only in the northern countries, and at least in my opinion would add additional variety to the game. The 8th item is have a used truck market that you can buy your trucks from. Currently in the game today, you can only buy your trucks new from any of the manufacturers. One out-of-the-box idea would be to have a used truck market where the trucks would be able to be bought at a reduced cost, but they would also come with their own issues, like the engine is already at 80% down its normal power, or the tires need to be replaced, or other items, so you can assign them to your other drivers, but they're going to be driving used equipment. The 9th item is have the ability for garages you own to make minor repairs to your truck. Honestly, I'm shocked that this is not an option today, as it seems kind of odd to drive to a garage you own and the only ability you have is to add gas if it's an upgraded garage. The game really should not call them garages then if they can't make any repairs. To make sure that the current repair mechanic in the game is not impacted, I suggest that you can only repair up to 25% of normal, what a garage in the game can do today. But it'll cost you double the cost, plus the garage cannot do any more minor repairs for 72 game hours. The 10th and final item is, I wish there was a test track area where you could test out your truck or other trucks either in an open or marked course. The test area could also work or serve as a training area when you first start the game as a tutorial. That is all for this video. If you like this video or ideas, press that like button. If you have a question, thoughts, or want to provide your own ideas on how to improve the game, leave a comment below. And please consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.